Anybody else?
Okay, Nick Perry did not practice. Malcolm Smith was limited. John Martinez did not practice. Tyron Smith did not practice. And CJ Gable was limited. It was good to get a couple guys back, moving around. Malcolm Smith did some more. Dylan Baxter was out here, looked fine. So it was good, and hopefully we get everybody else back by the time we play Saturday. Most of our physical work, for the most part, is done. We are a day ahead of normal because of the schedule that we used, and so there'll still be a lot of mental work over the next 3 days, all the way up till game day and through the end of the game. But a lot of our physical work's done. They've worked extremely hard over the last 2 weeks. So now it's time to get our legs back because we're really tired right now.
How much does it help that you have had this bye week?
We'll see. I think it's helped, because of the opponent, the uniqueness of the opponent that we're playing. I think it's helped, especially because of that and because of where our health was. If we can get these guys back, those are two big things.
Where was Nick Perry today? Was he here?
No, he was not.
Where was he?
Wasn't here.
Was it related to his injury?
Yes.
Coach, how do you prepare for that kind of an offense, such a unique style? And I would assume substitutions has to be one of the true keys here, right?
Yeah, the ability to play guys, and so we're going to try to play more guys than normal, and we're going to need some people that haven't maybe played that much or made significant plays to step up for us. We can't leave our main guys out there the whole time. They just play too fast and too many snaps.
How much were you able to take away from the Tennessee game, given you know a lot of those players from your stint there last year?
Not that much, not more than any other game. Watching the game, Tennessee played them extremely well, till about a minute or two left in the first half. But there really wasn't a whole lot to take from it, besides what you would in any other game.
Did you see Chip Kelly's comments on the relative talent levels of the teams regarding, star recruits and things of that nature? How many more 5 stars you had, 4 stars, things like that?
I really wish that I had good enough players and we were good enough coaches that we could spend enough time counting how many 4- and 5-star players we have on each other's roster. So I don't have time for that, unfortunately.
Coach, a lot of the guys are saying this is our bowl game, this is our Super Bowl game. It is from a seasonal standpoint, but from a coaching standpoint, I know it's just another game, isn't it?
Well, no, it's a big game. It's not a Super Bowl or a bowl game. I just think those games are a reward for the way you played throughout the year, and you have a month to prepare for those, and the families are there, and it's a really neat event. This is different. This just happens to be the next game on the schedule. Fortunately for us, it's the #1 team in the country coming in here, so we better play extremely well, in all 3 phases of the game to have a chance.
But doesn't it put you back on the map in a different way if you win this game?
I don't know all that. I think that stuff's overrated. Teams beat ranked teams, and then all of a sudden by the end of the year, a team may not be as good as people thought, or vice versa. So I don't think it puts us on the map or anything like that. SC's been on the map for a long time, and will continue to be on the map.
Why are Markeith Ambles and Simeone Vahikite suspended?
Yeah, I've said it before here. We have extremely high standards for our players that we expect as student athletes, and Markeith wasn't meeting those. So he's been suspended indefinitely. We still, with all our suspensions, we give them academic help downstairs with our tutors, and still continue to push them academically. But if you're not gonna come here to be a student athlete, you should go somewhere else. We're not gonna let kids come here and not taking a serious approach towards academics here, and just think they can play football.
See me the same
exactly.
situation?
Yeah. All your suspensions that have happened, going back to Simi, Patrick Hall, and now Markeith, have all been young kids that didn't understand, our expectation level, and didn't understand it. None of it has to do with anything with the law or anything criminal, anything big. It's just simply not meeting our expectations.
Coach, do you agree that if you pound the ball on these guys, though, it will be an advantage for you?
I think not any more than any game. People talk about slowing the game down and everything, but it's going to be about scoring. When you have the ball, you got to score, whether that takes a minute or whether it takes 6 minutes. It doesn't do any good just to take time off. Think that you're taking time between plays and go 3 and out. You still need to score, especially against these guys.
But even their defense, their run D is not their specialty. So you should be able to take advantage of some of that, right?
We'll see. You know, they're very multiple in what they do. They cause you a lot of problems. They bring people from everywhere. And it's a very difficult and complicated defense to prepare for.
Are both Simi and Marquis taking advantage of, the academic help and staying involved with the program at this point?
Yeah, well, Marquis on 24 hours so far, so
Right.
we'll see.
Okay.
But, what your hope is that it serves as a wake-up call and that they understand the importance that something as special as a scholarship to USC can be taken away. And you hope that they respond to that. Patrick Hall did. Seeing he's going down the right track so far. We hope Marquis does as well.
Back in spring, you had mentioned how Christopher O'Dowd was one of the leaders in the team in loafs or whatever. How has he played or responded since then and played so far this season?
Yeah, extremely well. I think that that's the thing. Sometimes you come into a new job, especially with older players. One of the hardest things to do is someone who's played a lot to buy into what you're doing because they feel a sense of entitlement a lot of times. And we came in here and he led the team in loafs whenever that scrimmage was. And we posted it. And instead of sitting there saying, well, I've been all conference before, or I've started this many games, he bought in, came back, and has really improved since we got here. So he's playing very well and playing through a number of injuries.
How important is he in this particular game with all the sort of multiple things that Oregon does and all the blitzing and all that?
Yeah, really good point. He's extremely important because of that. There's so many different fronts, and the fronts change at all times, and a lot of the fronts dictate what they do. And so a veteran center can really help you, in plays that you don't even notice. Robert Wood's long touchdown pass versus Stanford at the last second, they brought a different blitz that he could tell it was coming before it came, and he changed the protection with about a half a second before the snap, which enabled Robert to catch that pass and break the tackle and score.
Coach, a little disappointed your crosstown rivals didn't pound them a little more last week to give you guys more of an edge?
No, we got plenty of problems. I'm not worried about other people's problems.
Good. All right.
Thanks.